Now, a lot of you may not know what Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is, and just to let you know, it's widely considered to be the best Dragon Ball Z game ever made. Of course, that's debatable, but still, lots of people think that, including me. And for good reason too. The graphics of the game look very appealing and true to the anime. The gameplay is extremely enjoyable, as there are many combos that can be done, with a huge variety of characters. This game actually has the largest roster of characters in any Dragon Ball game. And as a result, the story mode is good, as it goes from the events in the original Dragon Ball all the way up to the end of GT. As I've stated before, it was widely considered to be an amazing game. And at this point, it's been over 10 years since the game came out. Many Dragon Ball fans for many years have been clamoring for this game to either get a new sequel or to be remastered. And Bandai Namco's answer to this dilemma was to release Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. When this game first released, there was a ton of hype surrounding this game. But Bandai Namco deceived people into buying this game by showing people in the trailers the full motion video CGI cutscenes that were available in the game, and by showing off the customization options for your avatar. But when people bought the game, they started realizing how shitty things actually were. The combos and gameplay felt repetitive and unenjoyable. The in-game graphics look like shit. Your ultimate attack could be cancelled out by your opponent with just 2 button presses. Players are rewarded for spamming, and you usually do better in the game by spamming, which obviously isn't enjoyable at all. The story mode was trash. The parallel quest felt very repetitive and just bad. It also didn't take very long before there was nothing left to do in Conton City. Also, playing online in Xenoverse 2 feels... it gets old very quickly. Now, let's compare that to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, a game that came out over a decade ago. In Xenoverse 2, even if you manage to start up a really sick combo, the chances of you finishing that combo properly and actually doing the full combo you're trying to do without your opponent teleporting away or using some kind of special technique to avoid it is slim. The chances of them just slipping away at any second is way higher than you being able to do your awesome combo. The same goes for ultimate attack. As I said earlier, when you do an ultimate attack in Xenoverse 2, your opponent could stamina break you with 2 button presses, just like that, and stop you from doing your ultimate attack completely. It's bullshit. Compare that to Budokai Tenkaichi 3 now. In Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you have several options to avoid being hit by an ultimate attack from your opponent. You can counter it with another ultimate attack, block it, or manually fly away from it. It's not like in Xenoverse 2, where you can fly behind the opponent, stop them from using the ultimate attack, and stamina break them on top of that, with just 2 button presses. It's not like that at all. Not to mention, in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you could do combos from base attacks alone. Like in Xenoverse 2, if you try to do a combo with regular base attacks, the combo isn't going to go very far. Most of the time in Xenoverse 2, you need to add some kind of super to make your combo go out longer. Some kind of super or ultimate to add on top of that. And because in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you could not only do combos from base attacks alone, but also do combos by adding ultimates and supers on top of that, the combo system in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is a lot more complex and refined than in Xenoverse 2. It's just a lot better. And in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, spamming isn't rewarded. It's not like in Xenoverse 2 where you could just spam certain attacks over and over again and still end up winning. It takes a higher level of skill and feels a lot better, you know? It feels more fair. It feels like you've really earned your way to the top, unlike in Xenoverse 2. Not to mention, the soundtrack is amazing. Budokai Tenkaichi 3's soundtrack is really, really good. Definitely way better than what we got in Xenoverse 2. And because in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, the in-game graphics are already amazing as it is, when cutscenes play out in the story mode, they end up looking pretty good. And just overall, they just look good, you know? Way better than Xenoverse 2. The only time Xenoverse 2's graphics actually look good is in the full motion video animated cutscenes. But in the actual gameplay, it's bad. My point is that Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is way better than Xenoverse 2. And if Bandai Namco thinks that Xenoverse 2 is the answer to getting a Budokai Tenkaichi 3 remaster, then they're sorely mistaken. Xenoverse 2 doesn't fill that void at all. It just can't compete, even with the original Budokai Tenkaichi 3. We need this game remastered. And if you all sign this petition that I have in the description and in the comments, maybe we could make this happen. This game can finally be revived. So please, I'd really appreciate it if you could sign this petition that I have in the description and in the comments below. It might just help get this game remastered.